Hello, welcome back. It's still Dark Souls 2. And would you look at that, it's a guy who's noticed me. I gotta get away. Get away, holy diver. These guys do have their way of catching up to you, I think. Maybe they're slow. It's been a while since I played this section of the game. Would you look at all that unfinished area? You can literally see the world seam right there. All these borders they never completed. But anyway, up here you put in that one key we got, the dragon stone. Put the dragon stone in the dragon hole. And then the dragon thingy go in the dragon place. And these bits of this walkway just emerge from the water and become bridge parts. Ta-da! One of the better animations in Dark Souls 2, probably. And it comes from one of the DLCs, of course. Of course it does. Not from the main game, but the DLC. This game, when it does have good animations, does have some good animations, actually. Oddly luminous stone right there. If this were Breath of the Wild, I would just smack into that thing to get some luminous stone. But no, it can't be that game. Anyway, this elevator goes up to the first bonfire of the area, so I'll probably activate that. Just to make coming back here easier. Get your items, get your effigies. Don't fall off. Now we finally get to go into the holy temple of the evil demon dragon. But oh no, of course we can't go through the direct entrance. We have to go through these jumpy places. These big jumps. They can take a lot of health off you if you don't be extra super cautious. Which I'm not being. There's some enemy guys in here that destroy your health bar. So don't be too terribly cautious. Be cautious, but not too cautious. Yeah, There should be a bonfire around here somewhere. There's two of those guys. Well, thank goodness I ran away from them. There should be a hidden wall around here that does the bonfire. There it is. Right next to the message, the online message. Who would have ever been able to foretell that? This one's just like the one next to Bed of Chaos. It reminds me of that one. Similar architecture. Watch those steps around here. Hear that singing? We're about to see who is singing this singy song. The sing song for the singy. For those who like being singy. It's a lady! It's a queen! Who's about to die. Alana, the Squalid Queen. We've already gotten rid of most of her health bar. Or at least a lot of it. So you want to keep like one or two of these skeletons around, because if you don't, then she will just summon more enemies into the fight. And you want fewer enemies, not more. This might be one of those areas where locking on might not be the best. But again, it's Dark Souls, so locking on is always a good idea in general. And of course you have just attacks where she's just got this AoE around her, this area of effect, that you just can't attack. You just can't attack her. Can't get near her. Well, I guess I beat the skeletons. She seems to be very, very easy. Or at least doesn't have much health. And that's the guy we don't want to summon. We don't want her to summon. It's that one boss with the huge hammer. Velstadt, I think. Okay. I rolled away from that. I tried my best. Thanks, Hammerman. I wish that her attacks would hurt him too. That would help me greatly. That's what kind of makes this boss not that good, is that she just can endlessly summon this other boss to help her. Other than that, it's not that special of a boss. She just does a couple of spells every now and then. And she's defeated forever. And that's her soul. Yay. Gives tons of souls because she's a DLC boss. But wait, we gotta see the neat animation. Door, big dragon door. Just slightly opens. Slightly splits apart for you. Where's those souls? Gotta use the great soul, of course. And then her soul. Right in her arena, just to disrespect her. But yeah, that's one of 3 bosses in this DLC. Each DLC has 3 bosses. Might as well go ahead and get all these souls taken care of. Just gonna be more dexterity. Before long, we'll be able to equip every weapon in the game all at once. It's like one of those people who are a one-man band, and they have every instrument on them at the same time. Look at this. This one DLC is split into 3 different areas. Why? Surely some of this could have been condensed. But let's use a humanity. Humanity. And now I have some humanitism back in me. Somehow I got 5 life gems. Not sure how. We can summon people for this fight, but no. No summoning. Never summoning for this game, except that one time. But that was just for the area, not for the boss fight. This is the final boss of the DLC. It's a dragon! Of course, you've got to have a dragon in there. Okay. Thanks for that. Great start to the fight. Great start. It has a huge spear in him, and because of that he spews poison. And that's the lore. Some guy pierced him with a big spear and now he has poison power. Maybe it was a poison spear, maybe it was a poison dragon. Who knows? Maybe I should use my shield. Well, that didn't work. Okay. Yep, Getting a lot of damage taken onto me, but not dealing literally any. And then he just stands there, menacingly. If I could actually get a hit in on him, I'm sure this boss fight would not be that hard. But it just won't let me get hits in. Well, there's one. There's one hit. That counts. Let me hit your tail. This is why you want to summon for these fights. Because the boss just never goes where you want him to. And you never have magic. Because who cares about magic? Am I right? My strength brethren. And bosses like this just fly around all the time. It's silly and stupid. I should be able to hurt the boss as a strength character. Thank you for doing your fire. Your big fire. Swipe attack. Munch attack. See, I'm dealing tons of damage to him. Just if only I could see the actual hitbox so I could avoid his attack. Really? 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 Come on, man. I was dodging. Great sword at risk. Well, isn't that fancy? He's killing my sword as we speak. Got to switch your weapon. Mid-fight. Come back down here, you coward. Your days are numbered. If my name isn't person. Get over here. Get over here. Stop flying. Stop running away, you coward dragon. You coward. A real man dragon wouldn't have to fly into me to attack me. You fake man dragon. Oh yeah, his name is Sin. Sin the slumbering dragon. Isn't Sin a cool name? For our cool dragon. I don't know how I rolled through that. Hey, yeah! There you go. Music, of course, instantly cuts out. As always. Sin the slumbering dragon soul. And what could that be? It's the crown of the Sunken King. Yay, we have the crown. I suppose the dragon ate the crown. We also have Yorg's ring. Who is Yorg? Okay, not there. Who is Yorg and where is he? Yorg's ring. Sometimes deflects spells. Sometimes, huh? Sometimes. How often? What does that mean? How often does it deflect spells? Is it like once in a blue moon, or is it twice in a blue moon? You see, this is why numbers are important, like 50% or 2%. Deflect spells 50% of the time. That would be interesting. That would be nice. Crimson water greatly restores HP. Don't mind if I do. Look at all these stinking healing items. But anyway, we have another crown. We had the King's Crown, which is of the Drenglaic King, and now we have the Sunken Crown of the Sunken King. Let's go get more crowns of more kings. Let's take over some more lands, why not? Might as well just walk back to the bonfire, because it's right there. But yeah, that's the grand finale of this DLC. If you could call it that much. Oh yeah, soul. Give me souls. Soul. You use a soul to get many souls. Strange, isn't it? Bearer until. That's 3 more. Only 3 more levels. We got 3 more, and we only have 3 more to go. So the next should be in Iron Keep. The very, very last bonfire. Because this DLC is located right after the big Iron Keep boss fight. We beat the Iron King, but now we have to beat the old Iron King in the DLC. We gotta get the old Iron King's crown. That enemy is strangely tough for a guy who's just a regular guy. Who you beat on the regular path of the game. In an area that isn't that late into the game. That volcano is strangely flat. I know it's supposed to be like an object in the distance, but it's a very big object, and it just feels very flat for how big it is. Anyway. Here's the regular primal bonfire room, and then for some reason just over here in a room that they just through a doorway they just put there, not in the middle of the wall, but towards the right of the wall. Here's the next DLC. The first DLC definitely has the best presentation for the entrance to it. This one has the worst presentation for its entrance, easily. And then the third one's presentation is like, okay, I suppose. I wonder what that image right there is supposed to be of that guy grabbing that other guy's special area. I wonder what that's supposed to be. Am I seeing things? Are my eyes going odd? Going in odd directions? Anyway, this is that. That is what this is. It is a tower. It is a huge, massive, huge tower with stretchy textures down there. And it's in a super huge, massive wasteland, which is why it's off of the Iron Keep. Because that's a super huge wasteland. And look, there's a second tower over there, and even a third tower over there that you can get to. I think you have to get to all 3 towers eventually. But anyway, it's the Broom Tower, or rather towers. It's the Broom Towers. Walk past this guy, no. Grab the item, it's a smelter wedge. What's a smelter wedge? Basically, there are a couple of things that like spawn enemies or heal enemies, and they look all demonic, and you can get rid of them with the smelter wedges. However, don't use all of them. Save at least 3 of them, 3 or 4 of them, until the boss fight at the bottom of the tower. Like this thing. Don't use a smelter wedge on that thing. You can, but don't do it yet. Do it much, much later. This is a crown right, or rather a throne right here. So I guess that's where the king would have been. Item, along with armor. Look at that armor in there. Look at that samurai armor. And there's a dexterity ring to raise your dexterity. I don't need that anymore. I have all the dexterity I could ever need. And then some. My bars are almost to their maximum. Or pretty much to their maximum, but health just keeps growing with every level. HP. So out here, there are enemies that just spawn in the snow. They're these weird, lanky enemies who would not be that odd to see in like a Darkstalkers game, I presume. Destroy all of the little guys poking out of the snow. Those little body guys. The people frozen in the snow. Run into all of them, because some of them have items in them. You could say that each one of these snow guys is an ambush. This game does like ambushing you, after all. Oh, backstabbed, feeling fancy today, are we? Are we, person? There's a little smelter wedge thing in there. Smelter demon, I suppose. I didn't smelt her demon. Did you smelt her demon? Anyway, we've got to get this tower online. We've got to get it moving. We've got to get the technology in this tower rolling. And we can only do that like halfway down the tower. So we've got to get platforming. Yeah, look at that platforming. Look at that. I dropped like a whole couple of feet. Scythe +7. Because they're like, well, we better pump it up to +7 because you don't want to grind for all those materials, do you? On these new weapons, these new DLC weapons. Slab. A whole slab, why not? From here on, I believe you can use as many wedges as you like. Just keep that one smelter thing at the top unused. This smelter demon thing buffs the enemies around it. And there's a lot of enemies in this room, so you don't want it to buff the enemies. I think there's enemies behind me, so I don't want to step into that room. Thank goodness that went as well as it did. It didn't go that well, but it went more well than it could have gone. Or rather, winted. Dance of Fire, your new DLC spells. Maybe one day I'll do a magic run of this game, where I get all the magics up to their maximum levels. But whenever you destroy a smelter demon in this tower, you get a piece of Nadia's soul. And eventually you get the whole soul of Nadia. If you beat all there is to beat in this tower. Or at least the big things you have to beat. Like the bosses and all that. The main bosses, that is. Old mundane stone. The stone of the mundane. Here is a very obvious hidden wall in front of an enemy who just spawns out of nowhere. Stick it to those enemies. And move that wall. Mr. Gorbatov, take down this wall. There's a couple of chests. I wonder if it's not a mimic. It's not a one. But is it a trap? No, then what's the message saying? What's the message here for? Left. What left? The water? Or did it just say left because that chest is on the left side of the room? Thanks, online people. Very, very helpful of you. This is why we don't read online messages, and why we don't look at textures for too long. Look, it's a 2D flat texture. Ah, my eye. Here we have the funniest goofball enemies in the whole series. They carry massive explosion barrels, and they run into fire so that they can explode. Isn't that hilarious? Why do these enemies exist? Funnily enough, they actually do create interesting gameplay, because now you have to, like, strategically angle yourself so that the enemy will run away from you and into the fire. So these goofball, stupid enemies actually do have some interesting gameplay to them. And also that fire just killed most of this guy's health bar. Because he just couldn't stop running into it. Thanks, Dark Souls 2, for actually helping me out for once. So many big axes. Why double axes, I wonder? Are they just combat ready? Ready for combatants? That guy wanted me to destroy the chest behind him. That's why he was in front of the chest. Or at least that was the game designer's thing that they wanted for me to do. But no, I got past the trap. Over here's a room we can't quite get into yet. But those enemies sure can try to attack me. 3 twinkling titanites. Very, very nice. Very nice. I think that I upgraded my hammer to maximum, yes, but not my armor. 10, 10, 3, 3. Probably gonna need a lot more materials for those, if I want to get them to maximum. Just gotta keep moving on through the main path here. There's actually a hidden door on this elevator, so that's interesting, but I'll show you later. There's a bunch of enemies in that room. Yeah. Just getting my bearings. It can be tough with all these weird camera movements. You want to throw these guys into these pits. These trap doors. I believe to get through this door, you have to knock on it. I think so. That might be wrong. I think that is wrong. Well, I'm just not sure how you get through that door. That seems to be literally just a wall in there. So I don't know why that even exists there, that little room. Maybe it's something up above. Wait a minute. I hear someone moving. I think that's just a smelter demon, because they make a weird shiny sound. All of you, get into the trap pit. Get in there, you know you want in there. Yeah. And then, once they're in the trap pit, you can lead them to that enemy, who just has fire spewing out of his sides. And then he will get exploded by them. And yeah, I think we can just go over there now. No idea how to get up there to that enemy. There's the Smeltress demon. Fireman, get over here so you can explode, please. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm gonna die. Fireman, explode already. Explode on one of these guys, please. This plan has not gone well. If you could call it a plan. The plan was to explode these people, not to dance around them. Okay. Where's the guy that I heard already? How do you keep avoiding the barrels? Come on, barrels. Explode the barrels. Come on, yeah. No. I'm surviving for quite a while. Those barrel things are idiots. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Just like a bad worker in some kind of factory. In an infinifactory. A factory that goes on infinitely. Come on, get out of here. You know you wanna. Stop running into walls and get out of here already. Just imagine playing this on a PS3 where it lags every single second or two. Thank goodness I got that guy at least. Come on, you smelt a demon. Y'all enemies are regular strength now, take that. Ye fools, ye foolish fools. Why don't any of the barrels explode? Stupid barrels. All I want is a simple explosion. I'm a regular man who wants a regular explosion. That's all I ask for you to do. For me. But no, you do nothing for me. As always. Go. Go! Go the other way. That big enemy guy who spews fire out of his every orifice, or rather his 2 orifices, is easily one of the worst enemies. Because he is huge, he deals tons of damage, he doesn't let you recover that much. It's just like, man, what are you even on Earth supposed to do about that? Keep on going, keep going towards him. They never go. They never ever go. Sometimes they wander around long enough that they just stumble into him, And that's kind of what I did on PS3, is I just waited for them to stumble into him. But that's not fun. That's not fun gameplay. One could say it's unfun. Well, there's an explosion. Really? Really? By the way, I guess I missed my 50,000 souls. That's okay, that's fine. I've missed 2 million souls in this game before. Literally 2 million souls. So I can deal with losing 50k. I can deal with it. Get down there, you idiot. Stupid AI. All I want is to get through this tower, but this stupid area with these stupid enemies always just messes with you in the worst of ways. Come on, wander into him. Wander in there. It's what you do worst. Which is why, of course, I always rely on you. Of course, they damage you in your backstab animation. Why wouldn't they? Come on. That was close enough. Okay. Yeah, uh-huh. Where was that explosion? Where? That guy up there is throwing the explosions. Okay, yeah. But what I want is these stupid barrel things to run where they're actually supposed to. What's his AI doing? He's stumbling over the actual environment. This is not the end of the area, by the way. This is just one door you have to get to. Just kill him already. And you just die. Just die already. Just die. Finally. Now that that's over with, let's get into the next zone that stinks to go through. There are, of course, these archer fellows. And for some reason, tons of really good items just in this one place. And now we have witches. Multiple sniping witches. Of thunder and lightning. And of course, enemy ambushes from who knows where this guy came from. And of course a big thing that you can just fall onto. And then I'm sure more enemies would appear down there once you fall onto that thing. This is always what I end up doing. I always end up with this helmet, with this sword, and this shield. This is just a really good weapon, you know? And those guys just attack you, or rather gals. They sneak attack you. But it doesn't make any sense. They teleport behind you, literally, as part of their animation. But anyway... Hurt me more! You did not hurt me. Thank you. What? Dodge away as far as you possibly can, still get hit. Where do all these guys come from? Item. I like getting items. I like getting items a lot. Okay, I don't like getting ambushed a lot. I was in my animation, sir. Thank you very much. Sometimes I like to just see how far I can get with all the healing items I have, but the thing is about that is that you then have to heal your weapons because they degrade so quickly in this game. In Dark Souls 1, you can pretty much go the whole game without healing your weapon up. But in this game, it's like you need to rest at a bonfire every few minutes to get your weapon all the way up to a healthy state. Spell Quartz Ring +3. So this area is a bit confusing. I think we need to go to one tower to get a key to another tower. In order to get a key that goes in here that ignites that flame, that ignites the whole tower and starts the machinery. It's locked. Yes, yes, indeed. Indeed it is locked. So I'm gonna go to this tower. That is not what I meant to do, but I guess it works. How close is that archer wanting to get to me before he starts archering? You know you can get away from me and arch if you want to, because bows are a ranged weapon. I don't know if you've realized this, archer man. No item this way, just death and flat textures and a seam through the world. Big stone. With very simple geometry. Camera for some reason flickers up and down. That guy summons in over here. He's not that tough, but he gets healed by some of the smelter demons in the area. Demonesses, you could say. So you want to kill this guy as high up the tower as possible. But of course he just runs away because he's a coward. And once he runs away, then it's time for ambushes, endless ambushes. At least until you can actually get to the demon of this area. Which is where you really want to get to. You want to kill that demon. I think it's at the bottom. And it, like, infinitely brings back these enemies. Yay, I'm cursed. Yay! That's what I wanted. I wanted to be cursed. Yay! Get out of here. Just get out of here. That is both towards you and towards these enemies and towards everything on Earth right now. That wants to kill me. Stinking spirals. I'm getting in a spiral. Okay, now we can go down here and deal with these things as they come about. Look at all those enemies. Look at them. I'm not dealing with them like a normal person. Why would I? Get over here. Okay. Okay, stop moving. You, fireman, take fire damage. Of course, it doesn't take much fire damage. This is not working that well. Change stratagem. I kicked him in the face. That was fun. Stinking archers dealing hundreds of damage per shot. Why do you have an entourage with you? Dude. Coward. Complete coward. Why do you deal so much damage? Why do you take so little and give so much? Silver Talisman. I think there's some sort of summon in here somewhere that you can get. Maybe. But as you can see, I am clearly not sure. Elon Great Bow. Hello. Taste my huge weapon. Dude. Dude. These stinking walk cycles. I think they can jump down on me, but I'm not quite sure. Maldron the Assassin. What is a Maldron? Run away again, run away, yeah, that's what we like to see. You stinking runner. There it goes, finally. That one invader has killed me more than any other invader in the series. And yes, it's just because it's Dark Souls 2. And the mechanics are all stinky and bad. Okay, okay. Now what's the item? Majestic Great Sword. It's a weapon. It's not even a key, it's just a weapon. I didn't need to go here. Why did I go here? I am a fool. I am a foolish fool. I am the biggest fool. On Dark Souls Earth. It's like, okay, if you send me back to the bonfire, then guess what? I don't want to have to rest at the bonfire to bring back my health and my sword HP, my health HP and my sword HP and my Estus HP. Just bring it all back. I'm already at the bonfire. Why? Hidden wall. Hurrah for rolling. No hidden wall. But look, here's a thing you can do that's kind of neat. Ow. Stop hurting me, you silly sorceress. Thank goodness for fire. You can open up this center section. There's tons of explodey people in there. But you just want to keep going through here for now. One of these walls, that one, which has the message in front of it and looks very different, can be exploded. Yeah, thanks for the backstab. Here's one for the road. So you want to lure like one of those guys over there and spew fire at it somehow. Probably through the fire bow. So I will do that now. Why can you destroy things with your barrel? Why did they animate that? Seems like a strange thing to animate. With animation. Yes. So beyond that, there should be, I believe, dragon bones. And dragon bones are used to upgrade boss weapons, which of course we have none of. Petrified dragon bone. I was correct. I was infinitely correct. Because I know these games inside and out. I know these games too well. Oh look, there's another cracked wall. I could okay. I see what happened there. Somehow I hit that, and it was going back towards me. I just didn't realize it. So that one was not a fault of the game. That was a fault of me, and my understanding. And my perception of the world around me. Wow! I thought he was gonna run and then turn around and then step off the cliff. For some reason the fire just turns on and off at different times. I see you. I saw you here before. So why do you try to trick me? Walk towards me so that the fire can get you. I'm talking to the one in the back. Maybe I should lure one of these guys over there. Okay. Stinky stink person. You go that way. And keep going that way until I tell you otherwise. Yes. And he blew up the wall too. Exactly what I wanted. Except the wall. I didn't plan that, but hey. Now what's in here? I don't remember this chest in particular. Katarina! Thanks, Scholar of the First Sin Edition. The definitive experience of Dark Souls 2. Come in here, explode some stuff. Why are you going that way? Sir Idiot, it's over here. I'm over here. You know, he is headless. So maybe that's why he's so stupid. Yes, yes, more explosion. What a goofy room. What a silly, goofy room. die, my fellow knight, if that's what you are. If that's what you were in life, and not just a demon person. Or just a regular demon. Doesn't have to be a person or a human or a thing that is recognizable by the human race. Anyway, I'm gonna open this up and get this item. It's a shortcut. Gotta open up your shortcuts or else they become long cuts by accident. And here's the third tower. The second tower was lame. The third tower is kinda cool. It has a different atmosphere. Has these guys who explode once they take enough damage. But apparently not when they die. That one has more health because he wants to explode, I suppose. Or not. Or just don't explode on me. Don't show the fellows at home. Ow. Why does that guy who has no weapons and is all fat get to take that much health off me? Off of a single hit. Stinking Dark Souls 2. Dude. You do not have any reason to be strong. And why? Why did my healing not go? I hit the healing, but healing did not go. Oh, he almost exploded. Almost. For some reason, they don't have legs. They have, like, magic not legs. And then explosions. At least the explosions are kinda nice. Petrified dragon bone of the petrified dragon, I suppose. Here's a secret. Give me your secret, man. Thank you for the secret, sir. Dried root. It was not worth it. But here should be the invader. Just invading. Quick sword Rachel. It's a lady! That's a lot of health. That's a lot of HP that I knocked off there. They do not deal a lot of stamina damage. But man, is it easy to backstab them. Rachel vanquished. Very easily, I might add. Very, very easily. I like how they actually do damage their compatriots. And set them on fire. There's a hole you can jump into. I think that's the way forward. And then there's other things to find. 'Cause there's always other things to find. Why is there always other things? Who knows? What? That guy was not anywhere near me, and yet he hit me. He was behind his friend here. Physics do not work in your favor. Explode. Explode already. I know you want to. I know you want to. And that door is the same area. Same exact area. Couple of items. And a witch. I got recollection, I got a spell. I can now spell a few more words than I used to be able to. Imagine that's how spells work. They just let you spell words, and the words have power. They have spellular power of spelling. That room is just an enemy. Literally. Literally. Look at this room that has cracks in its big doors. These guys praise that smelter thing over there, so kill them! Because once you get the smelter thing, then they explode anyway. So you might as well kill them now, get in a free death, free kill. But not on you, don't let them kill you. Ta-da, room cleared. Scorching iron scepter. And it disappeared from where it was after I picked it up. I feel like that should have happened when I picked it up, not after I picked it up. But whatever. Elevator. Now this elevator should have an enemy upon it, who is ready to strike me down. You know, like that one Dark Souls 1 DLC. Yay! Now if only that happened more often. At least it happened once. Surprise enemy on an elevator. Message? Liar ahead. Well, messages like that usually are replying to a different message, being like, that message over there is a liar. But if I can't see the other message, then guess what? That one message doesn't make any sense to me. So don't put liar ahead on your messages. That looks like it's supposed to be a mountain over there. Anyway, we got the smelter thingle. And now let's put it in its tingle. In its activation hole. Let's shove the smelter wedge in the activation hole. Yeah, that's it. Now this door over here, I think the key is actually up the tower somewhere. So we're not getting that now. We're getting it later. Right now we're going down. Because guess what? Everything just got activated. Things are moving. Yay. Elevators all over the place. And now there's like tons of areas you can re-explore in the tower that have new areas because the elevators are running. There's a door you can get into later with the key. There's a hallway you can... I think there's something down this hallway. The key might be in this hallway. Or at least somewhere down the road of this place. There should be those big guys out here. Like 2 or 3 of them. Who all just appear out of the ground. Let the fire go. They have like 3,000 health. That's crazy. Somehow I dodged that attack. I have no idea how. This game is not generous at all. So step carefully and activate these guys one at a time. Yep, uh-huh. Come on, man. No, not you. The one I'm looking at with the camera, you know? I feel like lock-on should focus on where the camera is pointing and not where the character is pointing. Like lock on to the enemy in the center of the camera. That's how it should work. But for some reason it just never works that way. Just never. Why did it hit twice? Why? Thank goodness I was able to kill him with my kill ability. Okay, that should not have hit me. I was rolling. How rude. How incredibly rude. Ta-da! Finally, I can walk around. Human effigy. Yay! I can kill more humanity. So many big items of big importance. Titanite chunks twinkling titanite. Human effigies. Everywhere. Tower key, there it is. Right next to these horrible textures. Item? Yes. Feed me more items. I cannot get enough items. But now we should be able to get into more areas, more doors, you could say. We can get that item over there if we really wanted to. But we don't really want to right this moment right now. That was a goofily high jump. Anyway, up here is a little bonus chest. If you manage to make it up here. Strength ring. You know, like the dexterity ring. Look, they have fire on their things now. As if just regular axes weren't enough for these enemies, now they have fire axes. Yeah, that makes them look super cool and not lame. Yeah, fire. Don't fall through that, because they like stack one false floor on top of another, so you just fall infinitely and die to whatever's down there. There it goes. See? More false floors. Now where's that enemy that I can drop onto? None, none, none within my grasp. At least there you gave me one of the two. And then there's another false floor right there. So you can really fall very far. Very quickly. However, there is not an item over there. Okay. And now you're just trapped in this big room with this guy. Who knows what this room is supposed to be and why he's here? Who knows how a normal human would be able to navigate these areas? Like, when the tower is normally operational as a regular tower that people just go about in, is what I mean. It's very much constructed for you to go down the tower and not up the tower, which I find is odd. Die, die! You fall prey to me. And now there's this big room with tons of enemies in it, and all that stuff down there. There's a huge sword for some reason. Why make all these huge statues if they're just elevators, and all these huge swords if they're just decoration? What was wrong with this kingdom? Perhaps it was not corruption, but it was their spending habits. Okay. What are you? Why are you? Okay, that did not kill it, so I suppose I just will run. I'll run, and I'll never look back. Okay, which way? Which way are we going here? Chest? Don't be a mimic. And don't get me killed. Sorcery clutch ring. Yay! That's what we wanted, yes. Sorcery clutch. I don't know why, but this elevator is elevated. Just unnecessarily elevated elevator. Why is it up on a platform? Who knows? It's not up on a platform down here. But it is up there. Anyway, we want to get to that next bonfire. And avoid these guys. Avoid all of them. Basically, I'm gonna prepare for the next boss fight, and I'm not sure if I'll actually fight it. I might give it a go. We want to destroy these. I guess they're Nadias. Destroy each Nadia with your smelter wedge. Because each one of these can heal the boss, and this boss is notoriously difficult. Infamously difficult, you could say. How much souls do I need to level up? I need a little bit more than what I have for 2 levels. And I have more than what I have because I have souls I can destroy. So this should be the last smelter wedge. That I have on me, at least. There are a few more I can find. And yeah, I need to find a few more. Soul of Nadalia. I'll call her Nadia. Because I like that name more. But, I suppose next time we will be exploring more of the tower in order to get that last smelter wedge. Or maybe this time, maybe next time, maybe this time. I'm making it up as I go. Nothing's planned. Everything is permitted. Come on, level me up already. I've got 2 levels for you. I'm level 199. That's nuts. That's insane. That's silly. 1 bonfire, separate from the others. I wonder where it could be. I'm wondering what I could find in that one door. Either way, I'll need more smelter wedges, so I'll have to probably be up here. Probably. This tower is mine! I claim it as my own! Door. I need to go up somewhere. Perhaps up there, I think it is. Waiting for the elevator is the funnest game ever. So this elevator should have a secret door part of the way up it, I believe. I'm just gonna mash. Yeah, there it is. Did you hear the secret door sound? Also, for some reason, these gears that go into the wall, they just go literally into the wall instead of into a groove in the wall. I find that odd and, like, oddly undetailed. But I guess most of the game is very undetailed, but that just stands out, kinda. As more lazy. But Hollow Mask, what this does is it prevents curse. Prevents all curse, pretty much. 1000 curse resistance, but sometimes you just die and get a bunch of curse on you, as far as I remember. Provides curse resistance and makes it easier to detect messages from other worlds. Interesting. I think I'll keep what I have on, though. Very, very smart enemy right there, as you can see. Don't hurt me too much, fire, too badly. I want to ride my bicycle, I want to ride my bike. I want to ride my bicycle, I want to ride it where I like. Bicycle, bicycle. Okay, like a whole hallway of enemies just spawned in front of me, pretty much. Wait for that stamina. Is that everyone? I couldn't see through their bodies falling on the camera. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Haruka? That sounds like a player. 4 smelter wedges right there. That might be the rest of them. Tower key? Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and activate another bonfire if I can find it before this guy kills me. Invaded by prowlers. Don't kill me while I'm in my animation. Okay, he didn't kill me in the animation, he just almost did. Respect my wishes next time. Soul of Nadia. I think there is a Nadia besides this Nadalia. Okay, gotta fight all these guys now. All these prowlers. I think that if you kill enough of them, they will drop their Mad Warrior's mask. And it's a really cool mask. But man, is it rare. Because these are like a one-time enemy, I think. I'm not too sure. Maybe if that armor salesman were still alive, then I could have gotten it off of him. There goes them guys. And look, it's the Iron Bowl, because they can't stop reusing stuff. Just copy that texture, shrink it down, put it over here. Now I have enough smelter wedges. Cannot use bonfire. What do you mean cannot use bonfire? What? Why? Why? I don't understand. I do not understand. I do not understand. Why can't I? Oh, right. The Dark Spirit. I forgot. Apparently they were still there. I guess they gave up on finding me. Thank you, Dark Spirit, for not killing me. I suppose we have enough time for an attempt on the boss. If I don't get killed by these huge knight guys, that is. I think there's just 2 of them. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's why I come to these games, don't you know, is to be beaten around senselessly until I eventually win. Titanite chunk, 3 of them. They give so many multiples of these huge items. I guess I prefer that to Elden Ring just never giving you any good items ever. Any good upgrade items. You have to, like, buy all the good upgrade items in Elden Ring, or explore every inch of the map. Both of those are not fun. It's the worst of both worlds. Unlike the Hannah Montana song. I got the best of both worlds. Anyway, enough silly songstressing. And no more healing of bosses for you, silly Natalia. Nadalia. Give me your soul. Whatever your name is. Oh look, that rock. That rock is floating there. Those rocks are floating. I can see the seams of your game. All they had to do was move those things down to the ground level. But no, they were too lazy for that. Anyway, boss time. You see that sword? That's the boss. It's the Fume Knight. He has a huge sword and an even huger sword. Isn't that fascinating? I don't know who he is or why he's here, but man, he swords you. He sure does sword you. Has big, huge hitboxes to kill you with. Hopefully this boss goes down in short manner. And not with too much difficulty. For this game at least, for this game. Yes, punish the heel, punish the heel. Okay, is he just getting faster now? I feel like this boss might be better designed than a lot of the other ones. It's certainly more fun to play against. However, now he's doing his magic stuff, so now the fun is over. His hitboxes just grew exponentially, thanks to magic, and damage too. Damage grew too. That stupid attack. Area of effect that hits all the way around you. Or rather, not area of effect, but huge spheres that just blast all around you. Why make huge spheres? Why make huge spheres? You have summons if you like summoning. But unfortunately, this is a legitimate playthrough. I mean, summoning is a legitimate tactic, but this is a non-summoning playthrough. Because I want to, I guess, prove to myself that I can do it. And I guess whoever watches this, this silly little playthrough, there's a lot of ghosting on him for some reason. Okay, let me heal my stamina. That's the big issue with this boss, is he never lets you heal your stamina. He just gives you tons of attacks. I should probably roll in the opposite direction of the attack. So then the attack is in me less. In my player body less. Okay, that... bad hitboxes, that's what I'm chalking that one up to. I need to roll more. Roll like a roly-poly. However, that time I didn't need to roll. And somehow I knew it. Somehow I just knew it. Instinctively. Come on, man. This was the boss I got stuck on most when I first played the game. I don't think I even beat him in my first playthrough. But now I've beaten him a couple of times. That stinking attack. And then this one. Stinking chaos orbs. How did that hurt me? Stupid. Stupid attacks. I'm shaking my head over here. Eventually his sword does go out. The flame does stop eventually, but it lasts a long time. And that magic does a lot of damage through your shield. This guy feels like an actual boss fight. Despite all his flaws, he does actually feel like a real boss fight. Maybe it's just a trick of the game or something. Somehow this game's pulling a trick on me. I don't believe they'd actually produce a decent boss fight. Okay. Why? Why? I was dodging. Okay, yeah, it's not decent. Thanks, Dark Souls 2. This is entirely your fault, game, that happened. And yes, I am mad. Deal with it. deal with the anger. Because that, man, that... that should not have happened like it did. If this were a better game. Even though his sword isn't magical, it still goes through my shield. At least a little bit. Why? Uh-huh, yeah, uh-huh. Stop. Stop. Just stop it. Stop being so mean. And uncouth. This game is very uncouth. It's very much not couth. You should bring out the magic soon. Okay, come on. That stupid thing happened to me twice. Thank goodness that didn't hit me. Getting his health down really far before the magic phase. Okay, I guess it doesn't work the same way every time, which is always the mark of a good boss, isn't it? Inconsistency in game design. Whew! Just barely scraped the needle, or whatever it is called. Moved the needle through the thing. Music instantly cuts out, of course, as always. At this point, it's just it applauding me, it instantly cutting out. And that's technically the DLC defeated, technically. We got the crown and all, but there are, of course, 2 more bosses that we will eventually defeat. A faint hint lingers in the ancient crown. We will eventually beat those bosses next time, or maybe the time after that. But now we have, like, the old Iron King crown. Yay! And we can upgrade ourselves before going into the next DLC. I think I will before hopping off. At least find the next DLC. Excuse me, I burped. It was quite loud. And I presume that you heard it. Because your ears are just that good. Use up all these souls. Soul of the Fume Knight. You can get his weapon with his soul, but whatever. You can also get the full soul of Nadalia. Eventually, you need to use 2 more of those somewhere.
Bearer of the
I think 3 actually, 3 more of those in different places. Yay, full of that thing. Now I'll just do the lowest stats and bring them up gradually. Now I have a bit of intelligence. Yay! I'm finally getting smarter. It's about time I finally try to get smarter. But entrance to next DLC should be over here. It's at the crossroads yet again. we just keep going to these crossroads. Shaded woods. Never run past the enemies, because they could always just sneak up on you and kill you in 2 seconds. No matter how much armor you have on. I may be a bit strong for this area, however. So they may not be as big a threat to me. They are to you, but not to me. What could I be implying about your skill? Anyway, it's the Shrine of Wentar. For some reason, each statue has 3 snakes, and they all don't have heads. No snake heads, but snakes. Look at all that. This might be the prettiest area of the game. I don't know why that big block of ice is just standing there. Menacingly. Like, who cut out that block of ice? Who knows? Who knows? I'll get to that first bonfire, and then go away for now. Open says I, says me. Now do it. Items, items, no items. Although it is very simple geometry, I like the idea of there being this massive, huge wall in the middle of a nowhere type place. Because it's like, who built that wall? How did they get here? Maybe it's silly, but how did they get here? And why is there civilization all the way out here? Anyway, the end. Until next time, that is.